Hello and welcome to this month's Wild World of Wounds. This month we'll go over the crusting technique. So what is it and how do we do it? Alright, so when is it used? The crusting technique is used to dress difficult wounds, weeping areas with excess moisture, and excoriated shallow wounds or dermatitis, kind of like what we're seeing here. So we all have those wounds where it's really difficult to get a dressing to stick, or it's really weepy, there's terrible dermatitis. This is an option to use in those patients. So what is needed? Well, you need some stoma powder and you need some of the non-alcohol based skin prep. So by the way, what's in stoma powder? So stoma powder is gelatin, pectin, and then carboxymethylcellulose. So what does that sound like? It sounds like a powdered hydrocolloid dressing. So this is really like a powdered hydrocolloid dressing that will stick to denuded, shallow wounds, dermatitis, weeping wounds, and can absorb. Now when I put this on my own hand, and you can experiment with this, and you run water over it, it is difficult to wash off. It becomes this layer of almost kind of slimy, I would describe it as slippery fish feeling that coats your skin and really would protect it against excess moisture and has a fair amount of absorption. So that's what's in stoma powder. So what is the big idea? So the idea is to create a multi-layer barrier to aid in healing. So you're creating like an artificial scab to protect the wound or to use as a dry surface for the adherence of wound drape or dressing. So this can also be used if you are going to attach a dressing but want some type of coating or barrier over that injured skin. So let's go over how to do it. So first you want to clean and dry the area. You want to dust the skin with the stoma powder, and then using the non-alcoholic skin prep, you're going to blot, using a blotting technique, over that powder to moisten all the powder with that non-alcoholic skin prep, and then you let it dry. Now I tried using the spray, because the spray is another option, but you have to be careful because I found when you use the spray, especially spray too close to it, it tends to blow the powder off the surface. So that's why I think it's more typically described as using this blotting technique over it. But you could probably use the spray as long as you hold it back far enough that you're not creating that wind force to blow the powder away. So then you'll wait 15 seconds or so for it to dry. They also talk about, dusting off the non-adherent powder that's not sticking to the moist wound. And then it should feel rough but dry to your touch. Now the next step is you repeat. You again will powder on top of that skin prep and again blot over the top. Then you let that dry. You then repeat that process again. You keep repeating that process of putting down the powder and then putting down the skin prep over the top somewhere between 2 and 6 times to build up this thickened artificial scab. And that is what's called the crusting technique. All right, I hope you enjoyed this month's Wild World of Wounds, the crusting technique. We'll see you next month. Bye for now.